Hi, I just wanted to do a really quick video because I've done a few long ones, so I need to make sure I do a few short ones. So this is just a really quick three-way of doing an earrings. So I've rolled the Fimo Professional here out on a number 2, and all I've done is made sure I've got on this block, I've made sure I've got enough for 2 circles or whatever I'm using. I was thinking of using that for one of them, but I think I'm just going to stick to the circles so I can make it easier. So first thing I want to do with this one, I'm going to be getting some copper foil, and everything you'll need will be written underneath in the description. So I'm going to get some copper foil. So I'm going to try it this way and see if it makes it easier. So I'm just going to lay the clay on the foil, and then hopefully that's not too bad. Oh, I've got a handful of copper. Oh, I wasn't watching where my other fingers were going. Never mind. Okay. So with this one, I've got this here, and I'm just going to burnish it with some paper. I'm just going to burnish it so I can get the clay, the foil that is on there, to settle as best as it's going to. Okay, so I'm going to do one at a time. So I'll move that out of the way for a minute and bring it back in a second. I'll bring this more central now. Where's my knife? Get rid of those. There it is. Bring that more central to the camera so you can see better. Okay, let's add a bit of more copper there. I'm not worrying about those edges. I'll see if they come off easy just so they're not in the way, but other than that, the rest of it can hang around, join the party. Right. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I've got this stencil. This one's Tim Holtz, was one of the small ones, but I've got another big one here I've been using as well. So any of these sort of stencils will do the job. So I'm just going to get my rolling pin, and I'm going to roll this into the foil. It's not going to go in too easy because it's got nothing to adhere to, and it will crackle, which is fine, it adds to the look, but I need it to adhere a little bit, so I'm trying to, you'll know when it is, you'll know when it's not moving. It's pretty still now. I'm just going to go over that edge. Actually, that seems to help. I'm pushing into the corners at an angle. That seems to be holding it better. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a bendy blade, not that one, and I'm just going to gently, actually I'll start back here, mate. That's why it wasn't working. You need the sharp end of the tissue blade. And then I'm just going to slide it across. Come in from different angles and you will eventually get it all. Okay, so if you do this across the whole thing, I'll do the same and I'll be back when I've finished, so you don't need to sit watching. Okay, I've done that. What I do find is if it takes so much off, and don't use a bendy blade, use a straight one. That's another thing. If you burnish every now and again and flatten it out, it makes it easier if there's any stubborn gold bits or anything. So anyway, that's that done. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to remove the stencil yet. Now I just want to remind myself roughly the areas that I'm going to be doing. Right, okay, so going down now, I'm going to go round all of these go around the edge first because it makes it easier and you get a tidier edge, and then when you do the middle you can go back into the edge and then it gives it a more organic look. So I'm going over them, but I know they're done. So what I'm going to do is repeat that with every one. So I'm doing that one, then I'll do this one, I'll do that one, and I'll do that one. Then going down to the next row, I'm going to have to do that one, that one, that one, and that one. So I'm just going to do that off camera and then I'll be back. So just do, as I said, go around the edge first. Just a little pointy tool. You can do little ones. I'm going for bigger ones here. The sort of biggest one of this set, I suppose, is probably 2mm. Okay, so I'm going to do that one, and just to make it clear, I'll be doing this one. See what I mean? So it's do all those, miss those middle rows, do all those. So I'll be back when it's done. Okay, so the only ones that I needed to do was 2, 4, 6, 8, those 8 there. So now I'm going to take the stencil off. You've got a really pretty pattern, and what's nice is the stencil helps. If you're not good with lines and edges, that stencil will really help give you a nice pattern around that. Now I'm not going to use cling film because I don't want to do anything to the gold leaf. I want to make sure it stays intact, and it might start coming off with the cling film. So I'm going to keep this simple and just do circles here. So now to decide where, what's happened there, I've just had a little piece of foil there just about to go where it shouldn't. Also with these scraps, all the bits you pull off, keep them for the back because you can make a really pretty backing with that. So what am I going to do? Do I want to do it like that? No, I think I won't. Yeah. If I do it up there. No, that's wrong. I'm going to have to do a few more holes. I've just realised I haven't catered for up here, so I'll have to be careful not to misshape it. Do the same here. Right, hopefully that's that. Saying that, no, I've just had another little leak. But I won't be going up that high, but I don't want that gold foil right there. That's it. Okay, that'll do. So I'm just going to randomly cut that one there and twist it. Same with this one. Do that the opposite way. Okay. Now if you want to, before, that's misshapen as I've twisted it. How's that happened? Right, I'm going to have to match them up. Okay, if you want to, just an idea, I don't think I'll do it, but I might cut them out anyway, is you could have 3 little, one jump ring, 1, 2, 3, and have a little something hanging, just to set it off a bit more. I'll cut them out anyway, but I don't think I'm going to do it, but it's just an idea. Do that there. I'm trying to make sure they've all got a little bit of patterning. Okay, so that's those bases done. Just get rid of that. Like I said, this will all come in really handy for backing. I'll leave that for now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm simply going to dome these, and I don't want to dome them too much, so I've got some of these they're soap making things, so I'm going to go for the biggest size. You are going to have to just move out the way a minute. And you misshaped, didn't you? Usually you can quite often tell from the back. Just See how it's misshaped. That seems alright now. Good. So I'm just going to sit that on the middle here. When I've decided it's the middle, I'll use that part of my palm to push it down. And then if you want to, you can get a finger cot and very carefully burnish the flat areas. So I'm just using this finger cot just to burnish them so they look, there's no fingerprints, etc. Okay, so that can go in the oven. I'm going to make these anyway. I'll tidy them up after, and all I'm going to do is stick them to the side here so they've got a slight dome. Whether I use them or not, I don't know. Okay, so that's one done, and I'll do the same with the other one, then I'll be back. Okay, for ease of use, I'm just going to use the same stencil again. I just realised it's not going to do me two. I'm going to have to roll out a bit more clay, but I'll do that off screen, so we'll just do the one for now. I'll take that away to add to the rest. And 1, 2, take that away. Don't want to do any more work than I have to. Okay, so again, I'm going to, this will go on easier this time as well. If you try and align it, and then this time it's going to settle into the clay a lot easier, and like with the foil. Okay, so when you're happy it's all in, which I am, then just get, I'm using rose gold, and I'm also going to be using copper for this, but for this bit I'm just going to get the rose gold. I've got a sponge I'm using, and I'm just going to apply it all over. And I'll be doing this with the next one. It's just different what I'll do after. It's just showing you various ways of doing it. So don't want to remove it, but there's so much under there. I don't know. Oh, I'm just going to leave it. It's not worth it, is it? Not worth it. I've blimmin' put fingerprints in there. Messing around. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure it's all well covered. I hope I can sort out those fingerprints. I'll just press, well, nail prints. Right, now I'm happy. I think this is more like a fine glitter than a mica powder, but you can use whatever. I just like this, I actually like this colour against the copper. I'm just trying to press where those thumb marks are, nail marks are. Okay, so with this one, I'm doing exactly the same again. And I'm going to do the same pattern formation again. Okay, so I'll be back as soon as I've done it. Okay, so I'm back, so I've done that. And what I want to do now is try and add some rose gold flakes in between. Now I'm using this because of fingerprints. I'm trying to make sure that they mainly go in the flat bit. And they're just rose gold flakes. I think they're a little bit holographic. I videoed something the other night which I ended up not putting out. And you've got to be so careful what you say. I picked these up and I said, these are absolutely great. They're hallucinogenic. And then realised I was trying to say holographic. But hey, it didn't go out anyway. Okay, so hopefully you can see what the aim is here. So I think I've put some in every gap. I'll do some here, just I don't think the earrings will spill over, but just in case. I don't want plain ones, do I? Yeah, this is a little bit messy, but it's also pretty, you know, and it's fun to do. Okay, so that's that done. Now I'm just gonna brush this cat. No, I'm not gonna brush it, not with those flakes on. I'm just gonna remove this. There you go. So that's quite pretty, isn't it? And then I'm gonna just cut out. I don't know whether to change the cutter or just do them all the same, as I'm only. I don't think it'll suit that cutter anyway. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut. Do I cut them at an angle or straight? I'm gonna cut them like that. So that is pretty straight. But it helped to have the cut around the right way. Right, so I'm just gonna push with that one. Same with that one. I think I'll do, or will I? I might do two little connectors here where I didn't do before. Just ignore me, I'm just doing this because I want to see what happens. Is there room for two more? Yeah, right. Okay, so see how this all comes off. Try and collect as much of that as I can. Okay, so there you have your two earrings, and what I thought is behind I'm just going to do a black one just to trigger it off, if you know what I mean, help it pop. So that's them. I'm just going to remove them and put them somewhere ready to bake. So I'm going to put them in the oven. I'm going to cut out a bigger black one to go behind, and I'll be back to do the third one. Hi, I'm back. So I've done exactly the same as last time, where I've just covered it with the rose gold and then done the poking the holes in every other pattern. So I just noticed that one wasn't right. Okay, so the only difference now is when I take this one off, I'm just going to see if I can get rid of a bit of this. Oh, I don't suppose it really matters. I'll do it after. So now I'm going to get some copper and see if I can still use this sponge. Yeah, I can. What will happen now is the copper isn't going to stick to the rose gold. So as I fill it in, it's mostly going to do the black, which then will give you a two-tone. I've done this one and it's cooked. You can probably see it clearer there. You can probably brush it out of the pattern. The important thing is just to make sure you get the black pattern filled, and then it will be two-tone. And once I've done that, I'm just going to hold my breath and see how much of that brushes away, because it should be quite a lot. I can see it's gone into the crevices a little bit, but that's about it. Okay. So I'm just going to do exactly the same. Actually, I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to cut them now here. And where do I want to do it this time? Do it more offset there. I'm trying to do similar here. And what I think, if I'm going to make a little hole in each one now before they go in the oven, so they're already done. I've got 2 more of these soap moulds. They come in different sizes, and this is the biggest. So, like I said, I don't want too much dough, so make sure I get it central first, or central as I can. Then I'll just use that part of my hand to ease them down and check it's down all the way round. Okay, and then I'm just going to use the thinner end of this to poke the hole for where the jump wing's going to go. So I think, trying to work out how I want them. Yeah, I'm going to do it that way. So I'm going to put the hole just about there. I'm going to do that with all of them. And as usual, all my tidying up will happen after. I'm not worried about crumbs or anything now. Right, and I think I saw a fingerprint, so I'm just going to see if I can disturb it. Just check that one too. Yeah. So now I'm going to work out where's the top going to be, but this one is definitely going to be that way. And I'm going to try and make the holes even. Okay, so they're both done. So there's those done, these done, and these ones done here. So they're all going to go into the oven, and I will see you on the other side. Hi guys, so I've put them together off screen because I just want this to be a quick video on how to do the actual stenciling and how to use the gold leaf, etc. So basically, I'll tell you what I did with each one. With these, I just put a back on, and I just use lace again, flavour of the month, on a number 6, so it's really thin still. And all I did was I got Kato liquid clay, and I didn't want a big strong resin or sand them down to varnish or anything like that, so I just put some Kato liquid clay on, which gives them a kind of a satiny look. Okay, so that's them, and I just hang them on these pretty black ear inserts. These ones, again, I just put it back on number 6 and just sort of did the size, and I use rub and buff on all these, by the way. Just put it on, let it dry for 10 minutes and buff it up. And then these are the ones that were rose gold and copper mixed, and I just put Kato liquid clay on these too. You literally paint it on, put it in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes at the recommended temperature, and it's done after they've baked. Okay, so that's that one and that one, and then these ones, like that. I literally resin these tops. I resin these tops, and then I did a slightly bigger cut of the same pattern underneath. I literally just put lace on, rolled it exactly the same as my easy for malachite earrings, exactly the same procedure. Added black rough and buff and buffed it up exactly the same. Then I just added the earring inserts and that. The backs I haven't done anything to yet, they're just plain, but so I'll just show you them up close. Okay, and that rose gold went quite silvery. But I like it. So there you go, there's the 3 pairs of earrings. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, bye.